Military build-up and ground maneuvers ignite Sinai and bring it closer and closer to the Palestinian border. An Egyptian deluge combining the latest battle tanks with the most dangerous scorched earth launchers. A ground inferno that breaks the rules of engagement and writes the end of a long Cold War that lasted for more than 50 years. We could wake up overnight to the outbreak of the world's most dangerous ground war between Israel and the Egyptian army. What are the Egyptian army's means and military capabilities in the face of the Israeli Merkava that's supported by the most dangerous American stealth fighter and drones? Many secrets and details are revealed to you, dear viewer, in this video. Stay tuned. The Egyptian Abrams tanks, Desert Monster. Abrams is an American third-generation battle tank that entered service in the US Army in 1980 and was designed for land wars in the desert and open spaces. It was named Abrams after General Carlton Abrams, Chief of Staff and Commander of the US Army in Vietnam, from 1968 to 1972. Egypt owns about 1,000 of them and plans to increase their number to 1,500 tanks, which are being upgraded to the M1A2 version and are 90% locally manufactured. The Egyptian Abrams is powered by a turbine engine with a power of 1,500 horsepower and is characterized by its power that is incomparable to diesel engines in terms of thrust, torque, and acceleration that reaches 66.8 kilometers per hour, for an operational range of up to 463 kilometers. But this engine suffers from its large fuel consumption and frequent failures when its turbines are exposed to sand and dust. The crew of the Egyptian Abrams consists of 4 people, and the length of its hull with the gun is 9.83 meters, and the hull is 7.92 meters, 2.8 meters high, and 3.6 meters wide, and its weight reaches 63 tons, including 1,900 liters of fuel. The Egyptian Abrams is armed with a 120mm main gun with a range of 4,500 meters using uranium shells and 3,000 meters using chemical energy ammunition and armor-piercing kinetic energy shells. The Egyptian tank is armed with a 12.7mm machine gun at the top of the turret and 2 7.62mm machine guns, one parallel to the main gun and the other in the turret, and 6 smoke grenade launchers on both sides of the tank's turret. The Egyptian Abrams is capable of firing 6 to 8 shells per minute and can select 2 consecutive targets for the cannon instead of 1 and re-aim the second target after the cannon is loaded. It also contains 6 pyroscopes that provide a 360-degree vision in addition to an independent vision system for the commander day and night, an infrared sight for the driver, with a thermal night vision sight for the gunner, and laser distance estimation system with anti-tank laser warning system. The Egyptian Abrams are protected with armor made of composite materials, which is made up of multiple and spaced layers of different alloys of steel and ceramics similar to the strength of the uranium armor of the American Abrams. These armor is manufactured in Egyptian laboratories at a very high rate using nanotechnology, and it can counter kinetic energy and chemical energy projectiles with a thickness of 900mm for the turret and 1050mm against chemical energy projectiles. And it is protected by laser warning systems for directing anti-tank missiles. To confront the Israeli Merkava, Egypt contracted to manufacture FCS fire management systems with a European licensed battle management system like on French Leclerc tanks and similar to the Merkava 4, in addition to GPS navigation systems similar to the German Leopard 2 tank. One of the most important disadvantages of the Abrams is the high fuel consumption in the turbine engine and the possibility of high failure due to dust and sand, which required modifications and changes in filters that led to an improvement in the situation. And the high heat released makes it obvious at night, which required modifications in cooling systems and the placement of thermal nets to reduce its footprint. And the side areas of the tower are lightly armored areas. Fire launchers, Falcon SAC-45. One of the most important pillars of the Egyptian Army's firepower due to its effectiveness and destructive power. It is the Egyptian version of the Russian BM-21 Grad, but its missiles were completely remanufactured in Egyptian factories with special specifications. The Egyptian version surpassed the Russian version in range, reaching 45 km with an error rate of 1% compared to 40 km for the Russian, in addition to being lighter than the Russian while containing the same charge of highly destructive bombs. The missile is 3 meters long and weighs 66 kg, including the warhead, which weighs about 30 kg, with a maximum speed of 690 meters per second. The Falcon 45 is built on the chassis of a Ural military truck that carries on its hull 40 122mm tubes arranged in a rectangular shape fixed to the rear of the vehicle. The launcher's missiles are guided by GPS satellite navigation and a laser seeker to achieve more accurate hits, and the time to prepare the launcher for operation varies between 5 and 10 minutes. Egypt's Buk M2 aircraft hunter. One of the most defensive systems owned by the Egyptian Army works on mobile vehicles, which gives it great flexibility in movement and the ability to mobilize in any geographical location in Sinai at a speed of up to 65 km per hour. The Buk system's radar can detect Israeli air targets from 150 km away and engage 24 air targets simultaneously in a range of 3 to 45 km at an altitude of 15 meters to 25 km. The missiles of this system have a speed of 1.2 km per second, and it takes no more than 12 seconds to respond to an air threat after it is detected. It can hit fighters, helicopters, winged and ballistic missiles, with guided missiles carrying a 70-kilogram high-explosive warhead. The Old Monster M60 tank. An old monster whose appearance in Sinai confused the Israel generals, especially since it was one of the most important weapons of the Egyptian army that participated in the October War 1973. The American M60 pattern, owned by the Egyptian army in huge quantities, amounted to 1,700 tanks, then more than 500 other used tanks in good condition from Spain and Italy and Austria, bringing the number to 2,200 tanks, which is the largest fleet of M60 tanks owned by Egypt in the world. This old beast is 6.94 meters long, with a maximum weight of 54 tons, including ammunition, fuel, and a crew of 4 people. The M60 is armed with a 105mm main gun that uses high-explosive armor-piercing shells. It is also armed with a 12.7mm secondary machine gun with smoke grenade launchers to obscure the tank in case it comes under attack. Although it dates back to 1960, Egypt was keen to upgrade more than 1,700 tanks to the M60A3 block. These upgrades included replacing the tank's old engine with a 1,500 horsepower German diesel engine. The tank's main gun was changed from a 105mm caliber to a 120mm Abrams gun, which increased the firing range and its destructive capacity, especially with the use of depleted uranium ammunition. An infrared monitoring system was added to the tank turret, and the tracked suspension system was improved to increase its ability to stabilize it during bombing and crossing rough terrain. The development also includes the addition of advanced Egyptian-made fire management systems produced by the Arab International Photoelectric Company, which greatly increases the efficiency of the tank and its survival in battle as a fire support for mechanized infantry teams. At the end of the video, dear viewer, do you think the Egyptian army is capable of confronting the Israeli army and preventing the displacement of Palestinians to Sinai? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to support us by subscribing to the channel and liking the video. Thanks for watching.